I have a viewer a couple of days ago that asked me how to shape letters, and what she wanted to do was to put some words into the frame of the Harley Davidson logo and kind of shape the words to make it look like this at the top where it says motor and the bottom it says cycles. And those are not a straight font, of course, those are stretched to conform to the shape. So we're going to do that real quick. I searched on the Harley Davidson logo outline. It looks like we have a nice clean one here, so we'll drag that off to our desktop and save it. And next we'll go into Inkscape and go ahead and import that logo. We'll zoom in on it, and the first thing we have to do is trace this. So we will go to Path, Trace Bitmap, and I'll set it to colors, and I'll set the colors down to 2. We will select Stock Scans and remove background and click Update. It's very important that your image is selected when you choose Update or you won't see anything in this box. We'll hit OK, and you see it traced it very quickly, and the one on top is generally the one we want to keep. So we'll get rid of the other one, close this box. And now we'll insert some letters. And I'll just make these a different color so that we can see them. And she wanted his name, Kenny, at the top. And we'll make those yellow just so we can see them. And we'll use the Arial Black font for this. See how this works out. Make that a little bit larger. Just the size to where it has a nice little fit in there. We'll go ahead and insert the other words that she wanted in here. We'll just kind of stretch them out to fit. These are going to be pretty straightforward. And then we'll just hit Control D and duplicate that, and then we'll edit that word. Fit it in there for us. So now that we have our layout, we have to change the fonts to paths. So we will select each one of these by holding Shift. We'll go Path, Object to Path. And now if you notice when we put our node editor over the letters, we see the nodes on the word, on each letter. And one of the things I like to do to make these simple is to ungroup by selecting that and going to Object, Ungroup. And you see it's kind of like ungrouping letters within Design Space, so it breaks them out separately. And then in order to keep them lined up, I'll select all of those and do Path Union, and that will be like weld in Design Space. It'll make that all one item. And now here's where we're going to get into creating the shapes. So we'll use our node editor. We'll zoom in, and we'll use our node editor and grab each of these letters and drag them out to be the shape that we want. Now the E will be a little bit tricky. Bring that up. Now these ends are a little bit tricky to make them look right, just because of the angles that are on them. It's not too bad. We'll bring the Y down just a little bit. We want it all to remain inside of that border. We'll zoom out and see how that looks. Then we'll go down to the bottom and we'll do the same thing. Maybe allow a little bit more of a border there because this is going to cut out once we're finished with it. Bring the M down. And the A is going to be a little tricky because of the shape of it, but I think we can straighten that out without too much trouble. We'll just move these pieces over a little bit. Maybe bring that down here because that N is in the way a little. And this is not an exact science. You just kind of go through this and make it the way you want and get a position where you think it looks like it's your design. And we'll go back up here, and I think what we're going to do is we're going to move Kenny down just a little so that we have a little bit more border there. And now what we'll do is we'll kind of slice each one of these out so that it's a cutout. So I'll select my big image and then the one word, and we'll go path difference. Then we'll do the same thing here. Path difference. You notice I'm selecting two objects. I have the shield and the word selected. Path difference. And now we have our words shaped in the form of the shield. And we'll go to File, Save As. And we want to save this as a plain SVG file. Now we'll switch over to Design Space and we'll upload that SVG file we just created. We'll insert that into our project. And we click Go, and we are ready to cut.
If my video has been helpful to you, please subscribe to my channel. And after you subscribe, be sure to click the little gear and check this box so that you'll receive an email notification when I upload a new video. You can also help support my channel by making a small donation on patreon.com/TroyYoung.